up? How's everybody doing? I haven't really done much of of episode 3 beyond doing the dance animations in about a week. So yeah, I've been looking forward to getting back to it now. Yeah, let me fix my settings here. Cool. Okay. All right. So how's everybody else doing? This is gonna be probably a short stream, since even though like I got a decent amount of sleep, I still feel a little worn out. But we're gonna try to work through it. I've been I feel like I've had a lot on my plate the last couple weeks. So, and finishing, for those of you guys who follow me on like Twitter and Instagram or the Diver social medias, you know I've been doing the sort of dances for the separate characters, and those took a lot out of me, more than I thought it would, and so I finished the last one today, and so I'm gonna be trying to get back to the episodes now. I mean, those will be in the episodes, but the actual, you know, the actual nitty gritty of the episodes. Hold on, let me see. Let's see if I can enable. Excuse me. Sorry. Let's see if I can enable super chat yet. So YouTube basically, before I get started, YouTube basically says in their new sort of rules, or new in the last like year or so, it says that you can only have monetization or super chat if you have 4,000 public watch hours or something like that. And it says I have, let's see, what does it say? It says I have 762. Does anyone know what public watch hours is? I'm guessing it's just hours, like it's just as many hours people have watched your content. But the thing is, like, I don't think that's really suited for, because it also says it's the hang on. It also says the other requirement is 1,000 subscribers, and I have that. I have almost 2,000, I think, or 1,600. And so it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours. That seems like a lot, especially considering the subscriber requirement is only 1,000. It seems like a lot to it doesn't seem like most people who have 1,000 subscribers have 4,000 watch hours. That seems like, especially, you know, it's like a lot of people made videos about how the new system isn't really catered to like animation channels where, sorry, yawning again. I'm sorry. Stop. I'm gonna try and stop yawning in the mic. But it seems like that's not catered to people who have animation channels, because you know animation in general is relatively shorter content, and it's over the course of a significant period of time. Hey, how's it going, YS Books? So it seems a little unfair to do that, but I guess that's That's the way YouTube is. But yeah, we're gonna try and get into it here. It seems like also I don't really know even is is uh is 4,000 watch hours not that much? Like is that does anyone know anything about YouTube, analytics or statistics? Because 4,000 seems like a lot. Because I feel like Diver has an okay amount of views. Like it's not it doesn't have a lot, but the first episode has like 7,000 views or something, and it's like 10 minutes, and and the second episode has about 2,000. That's 13 minutes. I feel like that's a lot of time. I mean, I guess they're including like like how many people actually, because that's how many views it has. That's not necessarily saying that's how many people watch the entire video. But I'm guessing, people watch the entire thing, because I'm not, I don't promote to the point where. Oh, by the way, these are models from a Dead Star that I made. These are actually in the main character's spaceship. And I made these so long. I made these in 2012. That's so long. Wait, was it? Yeah, 2012, December of 2012. Um, when I was making his spaceship, I remember because it was a pain in the ass to do. Because for some reason I decided I wanted to make the entire spaceship before I filmed anything inside it. And for those of you for those of you who've seen Dead Star, my previous series, you'll know that episode 3 is the first time you see his spaceship, or the interior of it. And for some reason, I told myself that I wanted to make the entire thing before filming anything in it. And so yeah, so this is I think your live minutes. Yeah, see, live should count too. And live, I definitely have. Well, I don't get as many views on the live as I do the episodes, obviously, but like, definitely have a pretty good amount of live hours. Significant amount of hours that people have watched in the live. I mean, I guess it's not as much, but like, it seems kind of unfair. Not that I'm like dying for monetization. I mean, I don't get that many views yet. Um, but it's just kind of interesting, because it's also the same for Super Chat. I feel like Super Chat would be a nice thing to have, but what are you gonna do? Um, but yeah, I'm going to be. I guess I'll use this. This is the chair for Dead Star. What's crazy is I I was gonna say, it's crazy that I filmed where I used this for Dead Star for many years. I used this chair for Dead Star for many years, and I realized that like only recently that it didn't have a material. It was just a blank gray chair for almost the entire time I made Dead Star. Um, Also, I realized I feel like I should shout out Dead Star before I start streams from now on, because I feel like a lot of people don't know that I made that series before I did this, and I don't really necessarily advertise it anymore. So yeah, I feel like I should mention I did make a previous series before I did Diver, and it was called Dead Star, and sci-fi, action, adventure series. I feel like it's how I learned how to, not just do animation, but write and direct and do all that on my own. So yeah, I feel like I should shout that out. Also, I started it. I made a tweet about it. When did I make a tweet about it? Use Cash. Well, I mean, I have a Patreon. I don't really. I think that's kind of the same thing. And the Patreon is in the description for anybody who is able to donate. I think I mentioned Patreon relatively often. But I do have. I was gonna say I made a tweet about that Dead Star is almost 10 years old because I started it in August of 2011. So next year it'll be 10 years old, and I made a tweet about that, and I made a tweet about Patreon for anybody who wants to donate to Patreon. That'd be hugely helpful, especially nowadays with the coronavirus and the quarantine and everything. Like anything, super helpful. But yeah, I mean, Cash App. I don't think that would be. Maybe I'll post a Patreon in the chat every time I do live streams. So maybe I'll do that. I'll do that now. And I should mention too, and maybe I'll mention it again when if more people come in, that the new episode of my other series, Guardian Instance, is finished, and it's on the Patreon right now, and so you could donate any amount of money, and you could check that out. And I'm not sure when it'll be released, like publicly, but probably soon, probably in the next week or so. But yeah, I'm probably gonna make a post about that. I'm posting a lot on Twitter recently, so I decided I'll post tomorrow about Guardian. My new series called Guardian Instance, and for those of you guys who've watched these streams, you probably have heard me talk about it now. But yeah, I'm probably gonna make a tweet about that and just post it on Facebook or something tomorrow. That's available in the Patreon now, and so yeah, it took a while to finish that one. It took a long time to finish that one. It took way longer than I thought. That was a much more difficult episode than I thought. So yeah, but that's finally done, so I can finally move on from that. And let's see. Maybe the chair will be red for right now. Okay, right. So yeah, these things, I'm not sure where these will fit in, but yeah. Actually, no, I do know this chair will be here. So I think I mentioned it before, but basically how this is gonna work is actually let's use Zeek as a reference. In the actual scene, Zeke is not gonna be he's not gonna be sitting here, but now I'm going to use him as a reference. Scale him. Actually, I like to keep the scale of the scenes relatively large for right now, especially because I've been using a lot of like cloth simulations. So that's what I'm going to do. Zeke is going to be the size of the other characters that are going to be in the scene, and I'm gonna scale up the everything else. Um, man. Wise Books says my animation skills are improving. That's awesome. Thanks for letting me know. That's good. Um, that's what practice will do. It was okay. Let's make him sit down here. Oh, good lord. Okay, wait a minute. I was gonna say, did I just make this whole computer thing and it won't even be seen? Maybe let's do this. Let's scale this up. So that's like here. And let's move this out. Yeah, that's better. Um, But yeah, YS Books. Thanks for letting me know. That was like that. That sounded like just like in case you forgot, I'm improving too. Like I'm on you. No, I'm kidding. But no, that's good. Let's move his arms down. Just letting you know. Okay, actually, before we before we continue on this sort of VR booth thing, I think. Wait a second. Why is this so small now? I think I want to try to make I mean, this is just me brainstorming to myself now, but I think I'm going to try to make Zeke's hair move for the. Why is it so big now? I don't understand. I didn't scale him uh, down. Whatever. But yeah, I think I'm kind of experimenting with hair dynamics in Blender and um, trying to make using that kind of a little easier. And so for this new episode, I'm going to try to use that a lot more. I used it up. I don't know how many people, follow the Diver social media and everything, but for the dance I did for Flo, I was able to move her hair in sort of exactly the way I kind of wanted to, and that wasn't the case for previous episodes. So I'm gonna try to use that more often. I'm just excited on my project. Starting to look at. Oh yeah, no, it's good. I definitely relate to that. Alright, so then again, Zeke is not going to be actually sitting here. This is a he's kind of the human reference right now. So that makes sense because where the scale of this, or so I'm thinking, makes sense because it looks like the bar is kind of, or not the bar, but you know the this sort of okay, I'll just call it a bar is at sort of where it should be in terms of his waist, and yeah, okay, so that's good scale wise. I think the chair should be the same color as this. Okay. Okay, actually, you sit back down. So there's gonna be 3 different people sitting here. Why do I feel like this chair is small? So basically, after I get this sort of, I'm gonna attach a wire, or sort of red wire. For some reason, I was thinking of the Beats, the Dre Beats headphones, and I was thinking about how they have like that red wire. At least I think I'm thinking of the right headphones. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, but they have that red wire, and I kept thinking about that. So this is going to be a red wire that attaches to this sort of computer station thingamabob. I don't have to do this, but it's just, I'd rather look at him in this pose than doing it the T pose. He's got really good posture. Just throwing that out there. So talented. Oh, thank you. You're my idol. I don't know about that. I can't condone that. But I appreciate that. I can't co-sign on that part. But on the talented part, I appreciate that. Thank you. This is actually a pretty good opportunity to make sure that Zeke's model is actually um, is actually what am I trying to say? I'm like I'm doing it before I say it. I'm basically saying this is a good opportunity for me to actually weight paint Zeke's model right now because clearly his clothes are messed up here. And this is obviously going to need to be done for the actual episode. Do I want this to be... No, I don't think I do. Is anyone watching a Naruto fan? Just random question. Used to, not kept up on. There's a new series of Naruto? Oh, you mean Boruto? Yeah, it's not a big Boruto fan, but but yeah, I was just mentioning that because I have Naruto song stuck in my head. It's called, I think it's called Freedom, but I'm only thinking that because they say freedom like 1,000 times in it. It's like one of the endings. I only mention that because it's stuck in my head. But yeah, I'm a big Naruto fan. Specifically of like, like the part one and Shippuden. Boruto, I like the Boruto movie, but I think in my opinion, it just should have ended there. Like, and that to me, that was like the ending of Naruto. Actually, to me, well, my real opinion is that they should have had a better ending, or they should have shown. Actually, the ending of Shippuden is fine, but they should have shown Naruto become a Hokage in Shippuden in the manga. Even though I never read the manga, but like I know that Shippuden is adapted from there. But instead, like Kishimoto, he kind of ended Naruto, and then he kind of put out like just like the last chapter or something was just like, oh, and then he became, well, spoil. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Never mind. Sorry if I'm spoiling it for anybody, but I'll just say that that the last chapter of it, I think, should. This is the thing. I always do that. I always assume that, like, oh, because this series is super popular, and I just assume everyone kind of already knows how it ended and everything. But I recently spoiled it for somebody as well, who I just assumed, like, they were like, oh yeah, I fell off of Naruto, and I was like, oh well, you definitely already know how it ends, and so I told them. But so yeah, I won't say how it ends, but I just say that the last chapter, I think there shouldn't have been a time skip. I'll just say that much. I just didn't like how it ended, but yeah, otherwise. But to me, I'm more of like a fan of the world and of the characters than I am the actual story. For me, the story after like Pain and all that stuff just didn't. It just got too convoluted. Pain and everything up to there, I really liked them. But yeah, just all that to say, just because it's stuck in my head right now. I'm pretty sure I did. You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna open up Zeke's model in another, because I'm pretty sure I did this already. And I don't know how many of you guys who watch this use Blender, but like I'm pretty sure Blender has a habit of like when you import, and this is I guess more the older versions. I don't know how it is in the new version, but when you import a character or something that had weight painting and you import it into a new scene, I'm pretty sure that kind of messes up some of the weight painting. I'm not. It doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes I feel like it's happened to me, or maybe it's just. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's it's just that it's not exact or something. But sometimes I feel like I already rigged this character. Like why is the weight painting messed up? But maybe it's just a feeling. But yeah, let me look at the model right now. But yeah, but yeah, Naruto is I'd say one of my top fives. How about you guys? What's like? What are your anyone have a top five anime? Okay, I'm looking at the Zeke model, and it looks like I did not. It looks like the weight painting is how it was in the actual model too. Never mind. Scratch everything I just said. I just didn't do it. But yeah, it's funny that Naruto is one of my top five, and yet I don't think it's like it's one of my top five favorites, but I don't think it's in terms of like top five best series. I don't I couldn't put it on that list, but it's one of my favorites. And I think if I had to make a top five, I'd say I always used to put Cowboy Bebop in my top five, but it's not really. It's just one of the. I think it's one of the best shows, but it's not like my personal. I've only seen it once, and I don't really have like a not desire, but I don't really need to see it again, kind of thing. It's not really that kind of show for me. It's more like oh wow, this is like one of the best series, ever, and also it's an anime. But it's not like something. Oh my god, I can't wait to watch that again. Especially because it's super sad, but or at least for me, this ending was sad. But I guess Bebop is not going to be in my top five anymore. There's a lot of shows I think are really good that aren't in my favorites. Just because I rate my favorites in terms of like what I got really attached to, which I didn't always do, but now I realize that's what I should be doing. But yeah, I think my top five would be in no order. There's no number one or number, but no order. But it'd be One Piece, Trigun, um, Naruto, Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball Z together. Um, and man, and Wolf's Rain. Yeah, Wolf's Rain definitely. I always forget about that. To me, that's a show I've seen 1,000 times. Oh, actually, I'm forgetting Full Metal. Oh no, does that mean Full Metal is not my top five? Maybe Full Metal will replace Trigun because I've seen and I like Full Metal better than. I mean, not better. See, that's the thing about top fives, because it's like you know, because like nah, I don't really think any of these are. They're kind of different series, but yeah, I guess I've watched Full Metal Alchemist way more than I've watched Trigun, so I'll put it in my top five on that more than just on that alone. Uh, so yeah, in every iteration of Full Metal Alchemist, I'll just lump those in together. I don't really have a preference for Brotherhood or to the 2003 anime. To me, I like them kind of both for different reasons and both kind of equally. I think like is Brotherhood probably a better show technically? Yes, but because it has like I think a perfect ending and a perfect. It's just the storytelling in it is like damn near perfect. But I love 2003 Full Metal, so I gotta do that. Tiger and Bunny. Oh really? I've never watched that. I actually don't really know that much about that. I'm trying to remember what I know about that. I can't think. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I've seen like posters of it. But yeah, I actually haven't really seen a lot of recent anime, to be fair. And I'm pretty sure Tiger and Bunny is recent, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think the only real recent anime that I feel like I would put in my top five is probably it's not even that recent, but it's probably Attack on Titan. Just because it's so good, it's so good. But yeah, no, I haven't gotten into many. Oh, 2011. Okay. Okay. Wow, it's not that recent at all. I don't know why I thought it was. Okay. Cool. Let me brighten this a bit. Save. Is Tiger and Bunny like is that it sounds like it's about two superheroes who are one is a tiger and one is a bunny, but I'm guessing I'm completely wrong about that. Oh, so one of them is a tiger. Gotcha. And Bunny is a nickname. Oh, so it's like a mech type anime, or at least when they're fighting, it's a mech type. It's funny. I was rewatching Code Geass and I was thinking like, I just realized this is kind of a mech anime, even though I never really thought of it that way. But I don't know if Tiger and Bunny's like that, where it's like cause it's like cause Code Geass is like a completely different genre. But when the action starts, it's like it's like a mech. By the way, Code Geass is one of my favorites too, even though I guess it didn't make it into the top five. It's one of my favorites of all time. And just rewatching it again, I was like, man, this show's so good. It's so good. It's also like a lot. Like it's one of those shows that's like, man, you gotta like you actually have to pay attention like every single thing. I didn't even like when I was rewatching it, I realized, oh wow, I missed like a lot. I was not I did not have um the sort of attention span to to sort of absorb all this when I first watched it. I was just like, pay attention to like the general story. Oh, right. Suits like Iron Man. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't that's not technically like, like Gundam, like a Gundam style mech, whereas that's kind of what Code Geass is. Or a lot of animes are. I tried watching a recent mech show, and it was okay, but I don't know. I think I'm just bad at getting into recent shows. It was called like Gridman or something. It had a bunch of S's. I'm not sure how many S's it had, but a lot of S's, and then Gridman at the end. And it was interesting, but it was I think it was less, which happens to me a lot when I try to get into new shows. I'm like, oh, this is a lot less like serious than I thought, or than it looked from like the poster, because it sort of seemed, at least from what I remember, it seemed more of like, I don't know, just like a sort of a light, fun kind of comedic uh, teen. Also, a lot of new animes are like for teenagers and things like that. Not like for them, but they kind of are. Whereas like I feel like shows, like back in the day, like Fooly Cooly, or I mean that's a pretty different example, but like I feel like a lot of shows were just had teen sort of and adolescent sort of element to them, but they were kind of more broad. Whereas like I feel like a lot of new shows are kind of just like, oh, this is like for for younger people. I even kind of felt that way, and I didn't finish it. And so let me know if anyone did finish it. But I kind of felt that way with the new Fully Cooley too. I didn't. I only watched I think 2 episodes or 1 episode, but I kind of felt like, oh, more so than the original. This is kind of not kids, but it's kind of for the younger demographic more so than anything. Like they kind of leaned more into the coming of age thing. Even though I guess the first one did have a lot of that, but it just felt like the first one was like, it felt like the first one was like, yeah, we're gonna use this sort of coming of age, narratives thing, but also we're gonna do just a bunch of crazy, uh, nonsense and crazy animation too. Um, but maybe the new one's like that too. I didn't watch enough of it. I gotta finish it too. But yeah, it's just something. Maybe it's just because I'm not, a teenager, and maybe that's why I'm feeling that way. And maybe I watched a lot of these when I was younger. All right, let me save this. This scene is like a mess right now. Oh boy, it'll come together. It'll come together. I hope. All right, so I'm gonna use a curve for this, and I guess I'm gonna use hooks. All right. Sorry, I'll try not to cough into the mic, but man. connect to this sort of database computer thing right here. Let's but yeah, I'm curious. Did anyone actually watch the new Fully Cooley, or is anyone just in general a Fully Cooley fan? I feel like I missed. It was on Toonami for like. I mean, the new one. It's on Toonami, and it was like such a big deal at the time. I just completely missed that. This will be actually maybe I'll just for you guys for your sake I'll do this so you just kind of see what I'm going for. So yeah, it's gonna be wired like this. Yeah, let's make it red. That's too thick. But yeah, I feel like the the older I get, or maybe it might have something to do with me making stuff as well, like actually making I feel like having the more I get into like making my own stuff, the less I find myself watching things. But maybe that's just also just getting older, just being old. But yeah, I definitely, because I think because there are plenty of people who watch a lot of TV, who are into movies and things, like regardless of age. But I think for me, I think maybe making things has kind of affected that, because it's like, and I don't know, maybe, but yeah, I definitely find myself watching things way less. So I find like the whole like cultural moments that go by, and I'm like, oh yeah, I missed that. Like, oh, Fully Cooley, that was on Toonami, and that was a big moment, and I totally missed all that. And like big animes and big movies, TV shows just kind of go by, which wasn't really the case when I was younger. me see if that works. It did not work. Okay. Okay, so I think I need to select this first, and then this. And then I think that should work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now this is combined. Okay. Okay. Got ourselves a wire. So yes, this is what I wanted to do basically, essentially. And just to make sure that moves along with it. Okay, let's see. Alright, yeah, let's do that. Let's add like a little hole here. Let's add a cylinder. Whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened? Oh boy, this is gonna be annoying. Let's turn the hook on. Okay, cool, got it. That's cool. that's pretty cool. Actually, wait. Give this color. Okay. do this. Let's take this and put this on the helmet too, or the headset, VR headset. This has solidify on, so let's apply that, and let's combine this. That says mirror modifier, apply. Cool. So we got it. Now it actually looks like a wire. Maybe make it a little thicker. Like that. I like it. Looking good. Thanks. It's coming along. I do like the red wire. I was just thinking maybe it should be yellow, but no. I'm not used to seeing Zeke without hair. Okay, now that we got that, we gotta duplicate this now. Should we combine all this? I think so. Alright, I'm gonna combine all this in the computer and everything. Wait, how long is the stream going? I said I was gonna do short. Okay, it's only been an hour. I guess it's shortish. Okay, well, I mean, I don't need to do that now. We can do that later. I was gonna, let's move Zeke out of the way. I was going to just duplicate this, because there's gonna be 3 of these VR setups. It's gonna be, I mean, maybe I could just do it quickly, because I want to kind of move on to the harder stuff. Okay, well, first, okay. Alright. Let's call this computer. Let's get the easy, boring stuff out of the way. So now this is all one object. So the thing about, okay, wait a second. Because the thing about copying this is that, I'm still kind of not sure if that's the final look. Yeah, I think it is. Actually, this shouldn't be solid. Okay, so that's essentially how it's going to be, except there's going to be actually people sitting here. save it already? Just in case. So, alright, so now we're gonna do where Zeke and Eustace are actually. Hang on. Let me import Eustace. So I typically um, change views for you guys to see. So whenever I'm going through my files, sometimes just because some things I don't want to be spoiled. Like the other, I think the last stream I was doing, I didn't want to spoil that I was working on one of the dances that just came out. I kind of wanted this to be kind of a somewhat of a surprise, I guess. Even though I guess it's not that big. It's probably only a big deal to me, but that's fine. But yeah, there's also things for episode 3 in my files I don't want to show yet. Sorry about that. Catching a cold. You guys infected me. No, I'm kidding. You can't even joke about that this year about being infected. Maybe next year we could make those kind of jokes. It's, this is just a messed up year. Alright, let me save that. Let's go back here. So I was actually just working on Eustace because wait, why is it so slow? What's going on? Oh, that's why. But yeah, I was actually just working on Eustace because I did his dance. And I think it's still. Wait, yeah, it's still. Wait, why isn't it showing up? There we go. But yeah, I don't know how many of you guys follow me or follow the show on Twitter, but yeah, I posted a dance for Eustace. This is his. He's still. What is this actually? Oh. Okay. But yeah. Alright, so yeah. Also, the dances, in a for technical reasons, were good to do because it got me to sort of figure out what's going to be the color and the lighting and texture for each character this episode. So it was a fun thing to post on social media, but also hopefully helpful for me technically. So what time is it? Okay, so this was about an hour and a half. I think that was a good amount of time for the stream. Also, I could hear my dog waking up downstairs. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good time to call it. It's gonna be a short stream in general to begin with. So got a good amount done, and I might be doing some animation now after the stream. So finally get the scene started. So yeah, but thanks to everybody who stopped by and watched, and yeah,